3, 2. Praise Yahweh. Shalom, shalom, and once again, welcome to Yahweh's Biblical Research Study class. What we'll do first is stand, face the east, say a prayer to our Father Yahweh. We'll say our national prayer, and then we'll say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew we call the Tefillah. Let us stand and face the east. O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from these heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praise. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh in Israel forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, for surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright, and as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us to the best of tomorrow. Surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our death are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Ikardei Shemerka, Tavo Makuterka, Yase, Rizolka, Kivashemayim Kain Baretz, Et Lekin Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayon, Uslak Lanu, All Katenu, Kimosha Sokin, Gamanaknu, Lakote Lanu, Veol Tevienu, Nanish Sayon, King, Min Hara, Kilakar, Kamomlaha, Beat Givara, Beat Teferet, the Olame, Sila. We thank the Yahweh, O living eternal King, who has so stored our souls within us. Praise Yahweh. Again, welcome to Yahweh's Biblical Study Research class. As always, you will need pencil and paper. Here's some information that you definitely want to write down. Well, I want to first testify that Yahweh is God, that his son's name is Yahweh Ben Yahweh, that we are the nation of Yahweh, and we're in search of all good people. The night's class is you got to be right to follow Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You got to be right to follow Yahweh Ben Yahweh. It looks like this title is going to turn into a song. I won't tell you who's orchestrating this song, but I have heard it, and it's probably going to turn into a song. You really want to listen to last week's class. We've got several calls on the class. And Brother Anaya shared some information from the word transgression, transgression that we really need to understand. But before we get to that word, there's something that I want to share with you in Genesis. Adam's wife, we've heard of Adam's. Adam's wife is one of his own kind. We've never been taught that before. But Adam's wife was one of his own kind. Adam's wife, again, is one of his own kind. Now, we've been taught that Eve was Adam's wife. And the reason we're going to get a little into this tonight is based on our John 3 and 4, transgressing the law. Genesis 5 and 2 says that Adam was male and female. And we'll go to Genesis 5 and 2. Genesis 5 and 2. Come on, Genesis 5. And you really want to write these scriptures down. And Genesis 5 and 2 says, male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam in the days when they were created. So when you read the Bible about Adam, it's a male and a female. Also can be considered as the nation of Adam. So Adam was male and female, being the nation of Adam. Genesis 1:27 says, Yahweh created a male and a female in his image. Well, this female, that's Adam's wife. He created a male and a female in his image. Eve was not created in Adam's image. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18 says that Eve was a helpmeet. Eve was a helpmeet. And let me say this also. Because of Adam's disobedience in the Garden of Eden, because of Adam's disobedience, it's described as leading to the fall of humanity and the introduction of sin to the world. Adam was given dominion over the garden. Now listen to this now. Adam walked and talked with Yahweh. Yahweh and Adam had conversations together. Because of Adam's disobedience, he was the causer of sin and death. Let me say this also. There's this talk going around from different religions that because of the female, Adam fell. But understand that Adam is a male and a female. Both was the cause of the fall. Now, Adam, male and female, chose to sin. They chose to sin after hearing Yahweh's command. This command came directly from Yahweh. When Adam had conversations with Yahweh in reference to his law, and Adam chose. He chose to sin. Satan seduced Eve to have Satan's child. Satan seduced Eve to have his child, Cain. Eve seduced Adam to think Cain was his child. She knowing all the time that Cain was Lucifer, the devil, that old serpent's child. She knew that. But she seduced Adam into thinking that was his child. Thus, Adam raised the child. Adam raised the devil's child in his own home. When you read the story of Adam and Eve, you'll find that Eve was not attracted to Adam. She loved the devil. She was always hanging with him, always communing with him. She spent most of her time with Lucifer. Eve was not Adam's kind. Again, Adam's wife was one of his own kind. Again, Adam was male and female, being the nation of Adam. Genesis 1:27 says that Yahweh created a male and a female, Adam, in his own image. Genesis 2:18 says that Eve was a help meet. Help, N-M-E-E-T, meet. Meet means to come together in opposition or conflict as an adversary, hostile forces, etc. The Random House Dictionary of the English Language, copyright 1966, page 891, section 22. Again, meet means to come together in opposition or conflict as an adversary, hostile forces, etc. You can verify that in the Random House Dictionary, 1966, page 891, section 22. Meet also means to encounter opposition, conflict, or contest, or a contest. Same dictionary, same page, but reference number 10. The word contest means to be in competition or a dispute, such as challenging Yahweh's will or selection. See, Lucifer and Eve, which they try to say help mate, but it says specifically that she was a meat. And meat means to be in competition with Adam. Let's go to Job chapter 1. Job chapter 1. Job chapter 1. Oh, Job. Excuse me here, I'm grabbing a couple of pages at a time. Now, when we go to Job chapter 1, starting at verse 9, and it says, Then Satan answered the Lord Yahweh and said, Doth Job fear Yahweh for nothing? Now, this is Satan actually having a conversation with Yahweh. Then verse 10 says, has not thou made a hedge about him? See, this hedge that was around Job, Satan couldn't even get through it. So Job was more powerful than Satan. 10 again says, hast thou not made a hedge around him and about his house and about all that he have on every side? Thou hast blessed the works of his hand, and his substance is increased in the land. What is this hedge? This hedge is the knowledge that Yahweh Ben Yahweh is teaching us today. How to divide right from wrong. How to witness Lucifer. How to witness Eve. How to distinguish these characteristics. Yahweh is teaching us to have divine protection in our mind, because this is where it starts at. Verse 11. And Lucifer said, but put forth thine hand now and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face. So Lucifer is telling Adam that if you take everything that Job had, this is Lucifer telling Job, this is Lucifer telling Yahweh, Yahweh, if you take everything that Job has, he'll curse you to your face. Well, let me tell you, Job is a representation of the so-called black man in America. So here, Lucifer is challenging Yahweh. But check what Yahweh said in verse 12. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he has is in thy hand, Lucifer. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord Yahweh. So Yahweh told Lucifer, say, Lucifer, all that Job has is in your hand. You will be able to rule over Job. Basically, Yahweh told Lucifer, Lucifer, shoot your best shot. Because I know my children. When I return, my children are going to return to me. All that you have influenced, Lucifer, they belong to you. But Lucifer, when I return, my children are going to return to me. My children will overcome what you have taught them for the last 6,000 years. Yes, Lucifer, my children will overcome all of your teaching and return to me. So remember now, this help meet means Eve's description. She was one who wanted to challenge Yahweh. And Lucifer wanted to challenge Yahweh because they didn't like the idea that Yahweh chose us. And Yahweh gave them the opportunity to prove to the world. So those of us that are in America and the world today that overcomes this world and all this wickedness, they'll know the only way we could overcome this world is that we had to be Yahweh's children. See, Yahweh told Lucifer, I'm coming back, Lucifer, for mine. He also told him, you can have yours. We need to understand when we consciously choose not to follow Yahweh Ben Yahweh, we need to understand who we following. You're actually following Lucifer himself. We have to be serious about this. Yahweh commands us to be perfect like he is. And Judgment Day is all about us judging who we gonna serve. Are we gonna serve Lucifer or are we gonna serve Yahweh Ben Yahweh? It's our choice. There could not be a judgment day until Yahweh Ben Yahweh made his presence known, taught us the name Yahweh, then reveal who he is, and then teach us the law, statutes, judgments, and commandments as a way of life. Now, Judgment Day is here for us to make a decision. Praise Yahweh for having the opportunity for us to make a choice, because we didn't have a choice until Yahweh Ben Yahweh came back. And we see here in Job 9, 1 through 12, that Lucifer is challenging Yahweh, and Yahweh Ben Yahweh has faith in us, because he told Lucifer, go ahead, everything that Job has is in your hand, Lucifer. That means he had faith in us. See, really, when you read about Job, you really should call your name. You should say your name. I don't like the idea that Lucifer could tell my father, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, that I'm going to curse him to his face. Now, what does curse him to his face mean? That means when he returns, you're not going to be obedient. You're not going to listen or keep the law, statutes, judgments, and commandments as a way of life. You're going to continue to choose this world. We read last week in Psalms 37:9 and 37:29 that the righteous shall inherit the earth. The righteous shall inherit the earth. What is righteousness? Keeping Yahweh's law. That also says or means that heaven is right here on earth. We see that the righteous have not inherited the earth yet. Lucifer's still in power, but he's losing his power day by day. And as Yahweh's children are overcoming his mindset, heaven will be established here on earth. Let's go to, and let me say this. Just as Adam had a choice 6,000 years ago, we have a choice today. He chose evil. And because he chose evil, the world is in the condition that it's in today. Some of us gonna choose Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Some of us will choose him. Just like Lucifer has ruled the earth, we're going the righteous the ones that overcome this world, we're going to rule our earth. Let's go to John chapter 3 and 4. John chapter 3 and 4. John, well, starting at John chapter 3 and 3, it says, and every man that has this hope in him purify himself, even as he is purified. See, the Son, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, had to be purified, and it says we're going to purify ourselves. Matthew 5:48 commands us to be perfect even as he is. For say, whosoever committeth sin, whoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. 5 say, and ye shall know that he was manifested. You should know that Yahweh Ben Yahweh was manifested to take away our sin. And in him is no sin. Whoever they was talking about 2,000 years ago didn't take away our sins. The people are more sinners than they ever been before. But now, because we are learning the law, and transgression of the law is sin. Learning his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments now said manifested. Yahweh Ben Yahweh was manifested to take away our sin. And in him, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, was no sin. We're going to go back, and Anaya is going to take us on this journey again. We're going to read it slow, Anaya. But we want to get the word transgression. Transgress or transgression. Now, I advise everybody that here to get pencil and paper so you can understand what transgression means.
Transgression? Can you hear me clearly?
I can.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Give me a second. Let me pull it up. Looking for the transgression. Was the last what I read last class. Transgression. Etymology of the word transgression. It comes from the Latin word transgredi, which means to step across or to go over. From trans, which means across, and gradi, that means to step or walk. From the Latin root meaning crossing a line that should not be crossed. Definition: a transgression is breaking a rule, violating a boundary, or crossing a line, especially immoral, illegal, or a spiritual one. In plain terms, it means you knew better, but you still did it.
Naya, I can't let that go. I can't. Brother Naya just shared with us that we knew better, but we still chose to go against Yahweh. But see, but we knew better. transgression means that you know the law, but you choose to break the law. Let me tell you this. Lucifer, the devil himself, knows the law. And he consciously opposes, go against the law, and teach the world to break the law. Now, this information that I'm sharing for those that are in Yahweh and those that are coming to Yahweh. See, if you're coming to Yahweh, if you're studying Yahweh, see, you got to study for yourself. So you can't follow someone breaking the law. Because Yahweh commands us to study to show thyself approved. You got to study. If you don't study, then you're going to be weak to follow whoever. So there will be people that dress in white that says Yahweh. I'm warning you now. Yahweh Ben Yahweh has always told us, just because they dress in white, just because they say Yahweh, that don't mean they're his children. The only way you will be able to determine this for yourself is you got to study. Because there are some people that know what the law says and choose to break it. We're talking about the word transgression. Come on, Brother Knight.
Praise Yahweh. Transgression, definition. A transgression is breaking a rule, violating a boundary, or crossing a line, especially a moral.
Anaya, we got a little time.
Say again?
Can you give us the word violate?
Yes, sir.
Violate.
Violate. Etymology of violate is from the Latin violare, which means to treat with violence, to treat with dishonor, to treat with disrespect. Violate.
You're disrespecting Yahweh Ben Yahweh when you transgress the law. You're disrespecting him. You're publicly disrespecting Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Come on now, yeah.
Violate, the old French, violator, which means to desecrate or defile. In the 14th century, the word violate was adopted, and it meant breaking sacred or legal boundaries. Definition: to violate means to break, it means to disrespect, it means to go against something that is meant to be protected, like a law, like a rule, like a promise, like a person's body, like something sacred. Violate means you have crossed a forbidden line. You do harm, especially to what should be honored. Violate means you breach trust or you damage boundaries. It means that you damage moral boundaries. It means that you damage physical boundaries. It means that you have damaged spiritual boundaries. In the Bible, violate is used not just for physical violence, but for spiritual rebellion. Violate is also used for sexual defilement, and violate is used for covenant breaking. Genesis 34:2. And when Shem saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. To violate something holy, like a covenant or a Sabbath or a person's body was seen as a serious offense against Yahweh. I'll repeat that. To violate
I hope
something
everybody hears.
holy, to violate the covenant, to violate the Sabbath, to violate a person's body is seen as a serious offense against Yahweh. Violation is not passive, it's aggressive, it's intentional, it's destructive. Violation isn't just breaking a rule, it's trespassing on sacred territory. It's the rape of boundaries, the shattering of trust, and the disrespect of divine law. Synonyms for violate: desecrate, transgress, break, breach, offend, profane, defile, ravage, trespass, infringe, or invade. That's it.
That's it. So to violate, you're actually violating Yahweh. You're saying you're not trustworthy. Yahweh can't trust you. We as Yahweh Ben Yahweh's representatives have to be trustworthy. You are telling the world that Yahweh don't trust you and world don't trust you either, because you're transgressing the laws of Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Can you take us back to transgression, Brother Nayan? Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Transgression, definition. A transgression is breaking a rule, violating a boundary, or crossing a line, especially a moral line, especially a legal line, especially a spiritual line. In plain terms, it means you knew better, but you still did it. Transgression is not ignorance. It means that you're doing it willfully. You didn't just make a mistake. You stepped over the line. In scripture, transgression is deeper than sin. It implies defiance. Isaiah 53 and 5. That's Isaiah 53 and 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. Transgression is one of the three main categories of wrongdoing. Sin.
Anaya.
Yes, sir.
Can you please give us the word defiance?
Yes, sir.
Some of these words we just can't get. We need to understand what we're doing. We need to really understand what transgression means.
Defiance, from the Latin disfidere, which means to mistrust. Defiance means to challenge declaration of hostility. Defiance, from the Middle English, declaration of refusal or resistance. Defiance is rooted in rebellion. It's not just resistance. It's willful distrust and a challenge of authority. Definition. Defiance means a bold refusal to obey. Defiance means...
What you say now? You're just bold. You just boldly define Yahweh.
Defiance means a bold refusal to obey. Defiance means a stand against power. Defiance means a challenge to an expected order. In simple terms, defiance is when you know the rules and you deliberately break them. It's looking the rightful authority in the eye and saying no. Even though defiance in the right times can be courageous, but it can also be destructive depending on what you decide to defy. In scripture, defiance is almost always tied to sin, rebellion, and judgment. In the biblical language, defiance is not just civil disobedience, it's a spiritual war against Yahweh. To defy Yahweh is to reject his rule, to claim autonomy, to crown yourself king above him, even while you're borrowing his power. In today's culture, defiance is praised when it challenges injustice, but dangerous when you challenge truth and righteousness. Synonyms for defiance: rebellion, resistance, insolence, boldness and opposition, contempt, mutiny, opposition, insurrection, stubbornness, presumption, and provocation. That's it.
Gracious Yahweh. Take us back to Isaiah 3 and 4. See, Yahweh is serious about perfection. What we're going over now, for those that choose to be just like Yahweh Ben Yahweh, this class will be very helpful to you. For those that's coming to Yahweh, this class will be very helpful to you, so that you don't get caught up in following somebody that's boldly being defiant to Yahweh Ben Yahweh's laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments. Transgression, Brother Naya.
Yes, sir. Transgression. Transgression is deeper than sin. It implies defiance. Now that we know what defiance means. Transgression is one of the three main categories of wrongdoing in the Bible. You have sin, which means you're falling short. You have iniquity, which is kin to a twisted nature. But then you have transgression, which means you are a rebel, rebellion, or breach of trust. Transgression is often used when someone knows Yahweh's law, when they know the Torah, when they know the Bible, but they choose to go against it. Transgression implies intentional rebellion.
Intentional. You just, good. Do y'all hear this? See, when you see somebody intentionally rebellion, you need to run from them. See, we really need to understand Yahweh. Because see, that God that these religions teach us to follow, because Yahweh is great, good, and terrible. And Yahweh will kill you. It's all throughout the Bible. So you want to be around those that believe in Yahweh Ben Yahweh as a way of life. More now, good gracious. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Want me to continue?
Please, yes, sir.
Transgression. Still on transgression. A transgression isn't just doing wrong, it's betraying a trust. Transgression is breaking a divine contract. Transgression is rejecting your higher nature. When you transgress, you're not just slipping, you're consciously stepping out of alignment with Yahweh. Transgression, if you transgress, it demands atonement. Yahweh Ben Yahweh's death wasn't just to forgive sins, it was to pay the price of transgression, the willful breaking of Yahweh's law. Synonyms for transgression: violation, trespass, rebellion, infraction, breach, disobedience, offense, apostasy, betrayal, and sin. That's it.
Can you look up rebellion, Anaya?
Yes, sir. Rebellion. Rebellion. Latin from rebellio, which means the renewal of war. Waging war again. Open resistance to authority or government. Definition: rebellion is an active, intentional resistance against authority, whether it's spiritual or personal. Rebellion is going against the rules. Rebellion is being disobedient. Rebellion isn't just ignoring a law, it's defying the law. Biblical reference, 1 Samuel 15 and 23. That's 1 Samuel 15 and 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. That verse alone gives rebellion spiritual gravity. It means that rebellion is spiritual treason. Rebellion is equal to sorcery, meaning it opens you up to foreign spirits. Rebellion shows a rejection of divine authority. To rebel against Yahweh is to consult your own desires instead of his law. Rebellion breaks covenants. Rebellion causes discord. Rebellion disconnects you from your covering. When you think about it, Lucifer wasn't cast out for murder. He was cast out for rebellion. Israel wandered in the wilderness, not just because of fear, but because of their rebellious hearts. Rebellion.
Now you hold on a second. One of the definitions you just gave, you said that rebellion, I believe you said rebellion removes your covering.
Yes, sir.
It removes your protection in this world.
Yes, sir.
See, Yahweh protects those that do his will. In the world of this day, understand when you're being rebellion to him, you're removing your protection. Come on now.
I'm going to repeat that. Rebellion breaks covenants, sows discords, and disconnects you from your covering. Sorry, I lost my place for a second. What happened? That's it.
That's it for which word?
Rebellion.
Rebellion. Okay. That was it for
transgression.
Transgression.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And you went over the word violate and rebellion and defiance, right?
Yes, sir.
I hope this class that you find it very helpful. And when you study these words for yourself, it will give you the strength to overcome this world if you're Yahweh Ben Yahweh's child. If you're not, it don't make a difference. Now, we've said on multiple occasions that if you don't believe in righteousness as a way of life, please don't come around us. Because we're looking for those that want to be obedient to Yahweh Ben Yahweh. We don't need you around us in being a rebel, in being a violator, in being defiant. We don't want you around us. Go somewhere else. Find your kind. The definition of devil is an imposer of Yahweh. Anaya, could you give us some wonderful announcements?
Absolutely. If you are enjoying these enriching, fruitful, loving, and inspirational classes, please feel free to comment under all of our videos, especially this one. Tell us how you feel about the words we use tonight. Tell us what you think about transgression, violation, rebellion. We have a beautiful website that you can go and check out. That's called the YBYalliance.com. That's the YBYalliance.com. We have a website that shows all of our events, that captures all of our content. And one of the biggest things on our website is that it tells you when the feast is coming. And it is coming. It is close. The Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, will be here sooner than you think. Prepare now, and you can be here in Riviera Beach, Florida, and you can commune with us. Start preparing now, please. We want to see you in person. We want to get to know you. We want to talk to you. Passover. We also have a YouTube. under YBYA. That's YBYA. Also a Facebook page under the same YBYA acronym. If you want to join our personal or more close Discord community, when you go to the website, you can sign up for our newsletter. You can put your name, number, and email, and we will give you a link to where you can join the Discord. If you can't find it, feel free to ask for the link under this YouTube video right now. Again, prepare for Passover. And the website is ybylines.com. Thank you.
Anaya, as usual, thank you for those wonderful definitions and those wonderful announcements. It is that time again. We're going to stand and face the east and say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah, Ave Nu Shabbat Shemaya, Yi Kadesh America, Tavo Makuteaka, Yase Wizonka, Kivashamayim Kain Baretz, Et Lekin Pukainu, Tain La Nu Hayon, Uslak Aladu, All Kateinu, Kimosha Soul Gamanaknu, Lakote Aladu, All Tevienu, Ladeni Sayon, King Ka Seinu, Mean Hurrah, Kilaka, Hamumlaha, over me, Selah. We thank thee, Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. Praise Yahweh. Again, it is our pleasure. You want to share this class and all of them with people that you know. It's not up to you to decide. Let people hear the class and decide them for themselves. This is the call for the righteous. Anaya, thank you so much for sharing those definitions. They give me personally plenty to do and to consider and to think about and to consider and to do. Always remember that Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the creator of the nation of Yahweh, loves you. We love you. And looking forward to seeing our family soon for the Passover. We will put that on our site. I believe it's April the 1st through April the 9th. April the 1st, sundown. It is 8 days. Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread. Praise Yahweh. Everybody be safe. And always remember that we love you. Shalom, shalom.